Hey everyone, this is Vicki from Messy Table Studio, and this is the last video on my rearrangement of the room. One half of the room. The other half is fine. This half was not. I replaced it with a short bookshelf, a low to the ground bookshelf, a tall bookshelf, and a 90-degree angle bookshelf. I have much more floor room getting rid of the IKEA furniture. Almost all the IKEA furniture is out of here except for 3 pieces, and maybe another time I'll show you those 3. All right, so here's the closet door. Now I have a new, oh yeah, there it's better. I have a new tripod. The other one had a broken leg, and I couldn't fix it. It didn't matter what I did. So here is the closet where I store my yarn. And that is an over-the-door fabric holder that I've decided to put acrylic yarn in for the time being for projects. This is the wall in the corner behind the door. Let me see if I can make this move without it seeming weird. Okay. So these are where I've put all of my most of my shadow boxes with my miniatures and my books. Down below, over there are acrylic paints. That's acrylic paint storage. And then I have one of those little spinners over there for the overflow. But I will be going through that and getting rid of the stuff that smells like death warmed over. This is the short bookcase. There it is right there in the corner with aprons hanging on it. And it also has a bunch of those Walmart containers that I really love, small and large. And for the time being, it has my aprons and things hanging on hooks that came with that bookshelf. I really like the bookshelf, and when I get the aprons and stuff hanging off, maybe another day I will show it to you without all the hanging downy stuff. It's full of beads, books, ATCs, handmade buttons, and miscellaneous other things in the baskets. I don't know if I can, let me see if I can figure out how to make you go in closer. There you go. There you can see it. See? Let me see if this will move without being jerky. See, it's got all kinds of baskets, and I put those little clip-on labels. There's all of those Walmart things that I just love. And there's labels on those. But all these aprons and things are going to move, so I will be able to see this more clearly. All right, so let's back out. And then you see that I purchased one of those 12 compartment things for 12 by 12 paper. I purchased one of those a while ago, and I had just a little bit of scrapbook paper left and decided to store it in there. It will be used for other things whenever I use up that scrapbook paper. I have chipboard that's 12 by 12 that would go nicely in there. The shelves are removable, so that's a big plus. So I can put the thick chipboard in there, and it takes up 2 spaces. That's fine. I've got the space. Let's see. What else is over here? I have my little glass triangle-shaped jar that has my yarn bits in it to fill up a stuffed animal someday. I don't have anywhere near what I need, but I sure am working on it. This right here is the 55-inch long short-sitting shelf. It has 2 shelves on the top, and it fits 8 of those 11 by 13-inch baskets, or some, you know, the plastic thingies that everybody sells, Target and Walmart and all of them. Those are all labeled. And then on top of that, I have another basket that has miscellaneous papers in it, like rice paper, Yupo paper, and they're all in the job ticket envelopes, the clear ones, not the ones with the black trim. What else is down here? Oh yes, I have my sheet pans in between. The sheet pans are in between here because it was easy to do it that way instead of stacking it on top of something. Yes, they will flop over when I take a basket out, but that's a minor issue. This one has a lovely item in between at the bottom. It's red, white, and blue. It's the drawer of an old sewing machine that they painted red, white, and blue. And I can't decide, do I want to put it back to the natural wood or just leave it red, white, and blue. It is blue. It really is very cute, but it doesn't really fit in with my stuff. All right, then there's more. Let's see. This over here has CDs in it, and it fit nicely in between those two baskets. It's not a lot of space in between them, so that fit perfectly. Down below that is a plastic container. Nope, that's on top of the image basket, or more images. These are wood pieces. There's a collapsible book cradle my husband made me in there, and some other wood pieces that I need to help prop stuff up. All right, let me shift my chair. On top of that is it almost looks like one of those shoe holders that you buy off of Amazon, but my husband built it for me. It has my Cameo, it has the Sizzix, and it also has a Gemini. Those are my die cut machines, and the top, that this one that I've never used. I will. So to keep all the Sizzix stuff together, there's a little refrigerator clear container there to store that. This one has extra Sizzix plates and things in it that I need. And this stuff here is also, I think, in the Sizzix basket too. There is a plug right behind there, so everything can be plugged in at will. Right, so I already showed you that stuff down there. Now we're going to move to the tall, skinny bookcase. I think this is like 70 some odd inches tall, so it's pretty tall. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move the leg of the thing. My chair got caught on it. All right, so this is enough to put one of those big baskets in, but the top has these galvanized metal containers I bought off of Amazon. I fell in love with them. There's nothing in them. I plan on doing something with them. What yet, I don't know, so I just left them up there at the top because it's not something that I'm going to pull down every day and use. The next row down, or next shelf down, is paper clay for Artemat, and there's silicone molds and cookie cutters and all kinds of stuff you need to do that on that one shelf. I put it all together in one place. These shelves that have the containers, those skinny containers that have the clip lids, are all different kinds of paper, jelly paper and scraps. Any kind of paper. Let's see. I'm trying to read it. Jelly prints, handmade papers, dyed papers, printed papers, original art, that kind of stuff. Each one of those is labeled and has a different kind of paper to use for everything in there. The bottom one is my rubber carving tools and the leftover rubber that I have. And I think it also has those little containers, photo containers, of stamps that I've carved in the past that I weeded out and really like the best and use the most. All right, so let's go around here. Now this is a big bookshelf. This bookshelf is my 90-degree angle bookshelf, perfect for my corner. It's very tall, like the one next to it. I put jars up there that I like to look at that I don't necessarily use on a regular basis. And I have a little metal riser up there that you would put in a kitchen cabinet. It's silver, and then it has the little silver jars from Dollar Tree on it. I try to get used jars at yard sales, places like that. Then there are these Michael wooden boxes that I bought, I don't know, a year or two ago, and they fit mini books perfectly that I've made in the past. So I really like those, and I have 2 more of those spread out in here somewhere. All right, up here are envelopes, glues, miscellaneous. There's Christmas. I put the stuff I don't use that often up high because I don't have to get it down all the time. All right, sorry. I hit the leg on this thing here, this tripod. All right, there we go. The next row down has jewelry findings, a hanging stencil holder, my wax, and above that are jewelry findings, I think. Then there's cords. There's a laminating machine back in Skinny Baskets behind the sign where you can't see them. The next is things that hold paper. It's a magazine holder that holds tall paper that I can't get into my other paper holders and won't go under the shelf because it's just, in a ticket holder, it just doesn't fit. It's too tall. Then I have a small basket that says mini books and another one that's cardstock scraps and scrapbook paper scraps. And they're all divided up according to color and what I plan on to use them for. Next row down is whips. I have a little wooden boxy thing that my husband again made for me. I have not painted it white. So you see the 4 little small baskets there. They are labeled. It says Whip Whip, Miscellaneous, and Black and White Journal. I know what's in there. Those are all journals except for the miscellaneous. That's bits and pieces. There's my cardstock, and I really hate this, but I bought these magazine holders at IKEA, and I cannot find them again. I looked on IKEA's site, and I also looked on Amazon, and I'm not sure they make those kind anymore, but I really like them. They come in a package of 3 where there's a large, a medium, and a really skinny. And that scrapbook colored cardstock goes back to the wall on the back of the shelf. Then I have a basket up at the top that has some stuff that somebody sent me that I have not put away yet. So I put it in the basket, put it up there. There are 2 baskets with lids. One says envelope. Those are handmade envelopes and envelopes people have sent me. The next one down are tags that are plain and decorated. Then I bought these little metal risers, and you have to screw them together. So I put my inks, my blenders, my sponges, and embossing powders in little containers. That's what this stuff is right here. And I know what's where. I didn't label anything because they're in clear containers, so it's kind of obvious what's in there. And on top of that are little books that a friend gave me with different colored cardstock in it, gray and black and white. I think one of them actually might have another color in it. I can't remember. Anyway, so I have those, but I need a place to put them. But for now, they're going to sit up there. All right, let's see if I can make this move without making it too jerky. There we go. Down below, whoops, sorry. Down below, right there is spare paper. It's I have one of those expandable, what do they call them? Bookends. You can buy them in white and black, and I have like 4 or 5 of them around here, and I love them because if I don't have much in them, I can squeeze them small. I can stretch them out really long when I have a lot of journals and stuff to put in them. They are wonderful. That little white basket next to it has tall stuff that I cannot get on my desk. It's miscellaneous things like a water mister, the glove stuff you rub on your hands to keep the paint from sticking to you. It's got hand sanitizer in it and baby oil for the jelly plates. All right, so the one next to it is turned sideways because there are 11, I think they're 11 inches or 13-inch long legal file folders that will not stand up straight underneath there in that wood container. It's a magazine holder that has compartments in it. It's supposed to be for 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. But my stuff's too tall to go under there because there's a bar under each one of these shelves that you think when you look at it, it'll be great to put tall stuff under it. And no, there's a bar under there that the shelves are sitting on that cuts out about 1 inch of height out of stuff that you can put under there. So that's miscellaneous folders, papers, all kinds of stuff just kind of stacked in there. And behind that, in the corner where you can barely see it, there are magazine holders that have miscellaneous things in it. Laminated sheets, old magazine articles, and things that I want to keep. Down below that are 2 of the books that I have that I store, 3. Actually, there are 4 different kinds of books binders that I store stencils in. And then there are the ubiquitous spiral folders. There's watercolor paper, sketch paper, gray paper, brown paper, black paper, you name it. It's right in that little space right there. And then the end this brown container here has dividers in it, and it does have 12 by 12 stuff in it. It has that 12 by 12 chipboard that I use to make books out of in there. And no, I have not painted it a color. I've left it the way it is. All right, so I'm going to have to move the camera. So those of you who have motion sickness, look away for the moment. I'm trying to get here so you can see the bottom shelf. And this booger is kind of tricky. There we go. All right, so the bottom shelf has 12 by 12 scrapbook paper holders. Each one has different stuff for a project in it, for collages, finished and unfinished. And those are in these plastic containers here. This is a clear acrylic shelf that I bought at, I don't know, TJ Maxx or wherever. And that has bits and pieces in it for Artemat. Above that is a basket full of Zentangle things, like papers and projects that I was involved in exchange. Next to that is a miscellaneous basket. Then there are special papers in this one, and there are empty containers in this wood crate that I saved from all the other stuff that I moved around. And I'm not sure if I should take that out into the shed and put it in there and leave it, or if I should leave it in here for if I decide to move something around for a while and change things and put stuff in more containers and make it more organized. I don't know. That might be a little anal retentive. All right, so let me move you up. Come on, come on. I have to unscrew this handle every time I move it. All right, so here above my chair, I took some S-hooks and I hung some of my knitting bags because I had them setting on the table next to where I sit, and they would fall off every time I'd add something new, get a drink, or move my drink around. A knitting bag would go on the floor. But I ordered 4 of the acrylic nail holders, the polish holders, and took some of the larger block stamps that I've collected over the years and have been gifted to me and put them on display. I really like the way they look. I wish I had more wall room to put more of them up. I would plaster this place solid full of those lovely wooden stamps. There's a mirror that I made when I was part of Gina Aaron's design team for one of the challenges. And I love that mirror. All right, so let me see if I can move around this way. This is where I sit and knit. Yes, I put junk in there off the floor for the moment. And right here is my quilling paper on a pegboard. And above that are 2 shelves my husband made to go over windows in the last place we lived. And I said, we're not destroying those, we're using those. They have, some of them I have in here have holes on the ends, the end pieces. You know, like when you hang a curtain over it, there's an end piece where you can put a rod through it. These do not, they're solid. There's my router. The bottom shelf has, I don't know, I did color masterboards and kept them so I could scan them and use them, and I print them off when I need them. So those are the originals. There's all kinds of different journals and things over there. Over here in the corner are my Thinlits on galvanized metal sheets, and then I took rolls of magnets and stuck it to the metal and then put my Thinlits on there. I really like the way it looks, and they're out of the way, and I don't have to go digging through something to find them. I do have some very tiny Thinlits that I have not put on the wall, but maybe eventually I will. Up towards the ceiling are 2 shadow boxes that I bought from Hobby Lobby years and years ago, and I filled it full of books and glass bottles and quilled containers. I really like the way that looks. All right, and so then here we have, let me turn around here. Here's my door that I come in, and there is another hanging thing that has yarn and stuff in it so that I know what I have to knit on next. Let me turn this off so I can move the cart out of the way. All right, I had my sewing cart in the way, and then it goes all the way to the floor, you know, well, it's back the door. back of the door. So that's got yarn in it. I have my sock yarn in there that I'm going to knit from now to the end of August. Up here is miscellaneous blah, blah, blah. This is the working side of the room over here, so it's a disaster currently. All my pens, my computer, everything is on this side of the room, and it's very busy and very full, but I like it that way. The stuff I don't use often, you've already seen on all the shelves in the baskets. The stuff I use every day is on this side of the room. Okay, here's the cart I had to move so you could see the door. This is one of those, was it Roscog carts? Oops. From IKEA, and it has all my sewing and my material, linings, threads, the iron, the wool pressing pad, all that stuff, and on top is my sewing machine with a cover over it because God knows dust gets on that because I do not sew very often. I bought the sewing machine to sew paper, not for making wonderful clothing things. All right, so there's that. And if you notice, right over there is another Roscog. So I had 4 carts in here, and I took 2 out, and this one is behind the little table next to the chair where I sit. So it stays tucked under there. It doesn't interfere with knocking down any of the quilling paper, so it stays right there. And it has Artemat stuff on it. So when I need to store Artemat stuff or create stuff, I pull the little cart out, I use it, I push it back, and it's out of the way so I can open up every drawer in here. This cart will go in this little alcove between where my chair is and the other stuff when I'm not using it. So it's out of the way, and I have a lot of room on the floor. There's my desk with the working crud on it. There's my bookshelves with past journals. All right, let me turn this off so I can reposition the tripod. All right, so this is the other side of the room, directly across from all the bookshelves. There's a lot of mess sitting here. I was going to clean it up. I figured, nah. There's a cart underneath the desk, and there's miniature books and things in process there for Artemat. I did leave 2 of the long IKEA drawers in here because I took 3 short ones out of here. Okay, I'm sorry the last part cut off, but my memory card was full, so I had to transfer stuff. All right, so what's in the corner here is paper that I use every day. That's just stuff in the corner. And then these are baskets that I use, things that have my sprocket stuff in it, whips, what else is in there? Wax leather for sewing books together, that kind of stuff. There are 6 little baskets that fit in that white. And this is actually a shoe holder. So that's what gave my husband and I the idea to do the other ones. Then I have I have a bunch of journals and stuff over here that I work in all the time. There's things hanging up that have been gifts from friends, some beautiful ceramic stuff that I was gifted. Miniature books I've made. There's another shadow box up there with some stuff that I was gifted from somebody else. Of course, the ubiquitous TV. There's my printer. There's another one of those white shelves. And this is stuff that I need on a regular a regular basis. There's watercolor paper, jelly plates in there, along with a miniature broom. This one has napkins and things to wipe paintbrushes on, and this one's got paper you roll out on the desk. There's that. There are some extra baskets I have here that have bamboo tops that will be used for Artemat projects, because I will do 3 or 4 projects at once. So to keep it kind of organized, I put 1 project theme per basket. Because now I have no longer the cart that I was using in here. This one is an IKEA shelf. It has different things hanging on it. The glass jars are things that I need for Artemat. Above that are flower pots that I painted from Posca pins. There's my clothesline hanger with the sunflower on it and a rabbit that someone made for me that I dearly love. There are water brushes up there, ink pens, and blending tools. And now we're right back to where we started over here with the first yarn holder on the back of the door. So that is it. I think I've covered the whole room. I may not have told you everything that's in every drawer or every basket. I just, kind of glazed over it. But I hope you enjoyed the tour of the revamped side of the room. I still have some tweaking to do, but I wanted to get this down now before I forgot to do it. And no, I'm not going to clean up after myself. This is the way it looks on a daily basis. After I finish a project, I do clean off my desk and make it nice and clean so I can mess it up again. So that's it. I think that's all of it. Lord, I hope so. That's enough stuff for 3 lifetimes. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the tour, and we will be back to regularly scheduled miscellaneous art stuff on another Tuesday. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Bye.